What's happening, guys? Welcome back. I'm out and about today. Got to do a few little bits on the bikes. There's some brake pads that need changing, and I've got a cool bike I want to show you actually. But first, got to sort out the brakes on this thing. So, girlfriend's bike. She said the other day it's not working. Brakes aren't working at all. I think she's been saying it for a little while, but I was like, yeah, no, that's all right. I'll just tighten them up. But yeah, basically on this Fido M1, really, they're just like kind of cable brakes. Not bad at all really, for what they are. But yeah, they use these little magnetic kind of brake discs, brake pads. And you've got this like little thing here, you just unscrew that, and then on the other end of that, if we can get that out, you'll see there's like a little magnetic brake pad on the other side of that. It's quite a clever design actually, it's quite nice, easy to service. I actually take them off when I do this, so you probably can do it without doing that, but yeah, see, and then you've got that brake pad on the top. It's like got a magnetic rear to it. Now, I know they do these in Halfords, but the local Halfords are shut, so I'm going to try my local bike shop and see if that's actually, they've got them. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. The other side you have to get out with a like a flat blade screwdriver, just poke it out. It's probably the easiest way, just push that lever and then just like push them out, but pretty easy to do. Place is lovely in the summer. So behind me I've got one of the new enduro e-bikes, which is basically like, you know, what we sell as a kit, and the customer's returned this because he wasn't happy with it. So here we've got a 5000S or enduro bikey clone. There's lots of different, these things go under lots of different names, but this is the one that we sell. This was a kit. To be fair, the guys actually built it up pretty well. It's got nice chunky tyres on it. It's got some uprated floating discs on the front, and yeah, generally. So this is a 5,000 watt bike. It has a battery capable of 5,000 watts for, you know, maximum run time, 35 amp hour, big battery in there, to be honest, and a 80 amp controller. The reason there's not a 150 amp controller in there is because if you just, you know, you can go wild with the settings on a 150 and, you know, potentially sort of do damage to a battery. It won't last won't get a long life cycle out of a battery if you start pushing them above what they're capable of. If you want to do a really high power version, you need to build your own battery, or, you know, get another battery built with very high power cells. It's the way to do it. But yeah, lovely looking bike. It's back to the sort of the glossy panels on the side and the top now. The one I did actually swap mine for a matte finish, my road bike, my road legal one. I swapped them for matte panels, and I actually quite like the gloss panels now. Quite good. 5,000 watt QS motors, the 3.5 turn motor at the back, and I'll say, yeah, Saviton 80 amp controller in there, D&M rear suspension. You know, having used RockShox setup on my other one, this feels great. I can't actually really tell the difference. If anything, these forks are probably better because they've got another kind of brake attachment here, so you can actually run dual discs, which I'm going to do. I'm going to set this up. So this is going to be like a sort of promotional bike, so you probably see this in a few more videos. And yeah, we're going to stick. I've already got one Hope front disc, so I'll probably whip one off of another bike that I've got knocking around because they're like 50 quid each, the Hope discs. And then yeah, we'll work out some sort of other caliper setup for that. It's a lovely bike though, it's nice, and the geometry is pretty good actually. It's set up quite well. It's got this sort of extended head tube on there as well. A few little bits and pieces that need to be sorted out with it, but generally it's running like a dream. I think these bikes still hold their own, to be honest. I mean, even though now there's so many different bikes you can get, you can, you know, build them, you can do all these different things with different frames and everything else. Like, I still think the classic kind of design on this one is, I've always said it, I think it's going to go down in kind of history as a, and it might be a bit extreme to say that, but I think it's going to go down. It's going to be definitely like a sort of modern classic, this bike, because it's just designed pretty well. It's pretty faultless. I've been running mine for years and it's just absolutely fine. You know, you can put a lot of power through that frame and it's still got pedals. And it's quiet. It's not like a Sur-Ron that just screams around, and you know, these are going to get lots of problems are starting to happen with Sur-Rons at the moment. Not with the bike itself, but just, you know, they're starting to get identified as motorcycles. So, you know, you've got kids riding them around and, you know, people causing trouble. Only the other day I was in a unit next door to somebody that sells Sur-Ron bikes, and the police turned up and they were like, oh yeah, we've not actually knocked on the garage that I was in, which is next door, and said, you know, have you seen the guys here around that sells the Sur-Rons, because apparently they've been having lots of trouble with drug dealers using them and all this sort of stuff. So it's pretty bad. At least something like this is a little bit more specialist. It's not like, they're not as easy and not as common as Sur-Rons basically. Anyway, it's absolutely beautiful over here. Look at this. What more could you want on your doorstep? Pretty amazing. So the old Friday mix session seemed to go down pretty well. A few of you have sort of commented, well, quite a lot of you commented actually saying, you know, you like it, and it's been really kind of well received. It's difficult when you're sort of like kind of doing different things on the channel. Like this channel, as I've said before, is always supposed to be lots of different things about kind of, you know, what I do and, you know, everything else. So, you know, there will be lots of different content on here. But yeah, hopefully, you know, you're here for the ride. I know that I've got some loyal boys on here, and girls as well. Keep seeing some girls' names pop up as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the Friday mix thing, basically I'm just, you know, kind of collating a few tracks during the week, stuff that comes out that I hear, that I like, that resonates with me, my sort of style, and I put them alongside tracks that I've made as well. So if any of you are out there making tunes, yeah, send them over if you think they've if they sound the same sort of quality as what I'm playing. It's interesting at the moment, like the whole sort of you know, dance music scene and everything else. There's a lot of talent, I think, because it's come out of lockdown. People are actually finally doing what they love, and yeah, it's a lot of great music kind of heading out. So I think I'm going to make this like a regular thing, just every Friday night, just play some uplifting trance, do that for an hour. It's helping, like, you know, expose a few more artists, and helping myself get my tracks out there as well, which is always important. Also, don't forget my track's coming out on 2nd of August, so go and support it if you feel you wanna. Fly me. Ooh, look. That weren't what was in my ear, luckily. It's actually pretty cool in here. Right guys, so back at the studio now, got some stuff to crack on with. Actually this morning, I dug out one of my old Apple Watches. So this is like the first Apple Watch that came out, like the Series 0 one. Obviously, it's not going to work with my new Samsung phone. But what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd kind of, you know, update the firmware and see if it works. Because I've got another iPhone that is actually on at the moment. And what's really interesting is it will actually connect to the personal hotspot on here, so for Wi-Fi. So this Apple Watch actually works, gets all my notifications, does 90% of the stuff that it would if you were using it with an iPhone. The iPhone's at home on, but it doesn't actually kind of matter because you don't really need it. What's actually pretty clever about this is the phone kind of dumps its network settings to the watch. So when even though the phone's miles away, if you come into near an access point or router that the phone has been connected to previously, the watch connects to it. So it's pretty interesting. So I'm literally getting all of my notifications on this watch, and it's doing 90% of what it would if the phone was right next to it, and I was using an iPhone as my primary phone. But I'm not. I'm using an old Apple Watch. See that little Wi-Fi thing at the top? That's actually connected to my Wi-Fi hotspot here. And this watch has never ever connected to that hotspot or been here. So it's crazy, isn't it? Right, I'm using multiple cameras in this vlog now on a GoPro. So I'm just going to whip into town actually, because I've got a couple of bits to do down there. And yeah, I'm going to take the Twizy.
Heating on and
Yeah.
Everything else, it's got to kill it.
Yeah, because like, you know, heating and cooling is the massive power drain.
Power in a house, isn't it? Anything with heat in it.
Anything heating, yeah. The thing about the Twizy is it literally just, you just can't go anywhere without talking to someone. It's kind of fine, you know, don't mind it really. But I got asked like 3 times the other day on the way home how much it would be to buy one of these things. Still saying 41 miles, it's on 90% battery. Yeah, that was close. Nearly lost the GoPro then. A micro convertible. I've seen it all now. Right, got my stuff done. That's it from me. I'll catch you again soon.